Greetings and salutations. If you're listening, then I assume you're part of the solution. Because if you're listening, then you understand the problem. One word, folks. Celebrities. Come on, say it. Celebrities. Their social media is a tease of a lifestyle forever out of your reach. A tease that you too can wake up tomorrow and live all your fantasies, be worshipped, buy that car, ride that jet, and get stressed about which of your Rolexes to wear so you can count down the minutes till civilization crumbles in style. By the way, if you're new to these broadcasts, we do a bit more than just get sarcastic, so stick around. Now, celebrities do not care that their followers are going broke, overdosing on a fictitious, unattainable lifestyle that they advertise, flaunt, and inject via social media into their fans' eyeballs. Blind followers follow them blindly, feeding their vast fortunes, and thus, during this pandemic, celebrities do as they please, because as the saying goes, money moves mountains. Even though we all live on the same planet, same blue marble, during these troubled times, these teasers live in a different, exclusive world within this world, retreating behind castle walls, skiing down hidden valleys of pristine, virgin snow, walking down grand, untouched stretches of private beach, pink sand, anyone? These teasers are Pied Pipers that have led society into a carnival of funhouse mirrors. Mirrors reflecting photoshopped, unattainable bodies, designer clothes instead of student loans, yachts whose price tags could easily feed a third world country, and shoes so expensive, one would assume they must be made from the same material that ensures the space shuttle doesn't burn up on re-entry. And if you think I'm being cute, consider that people have killed for these things. There was a guy in a mall parking lot, wanted that latest shoebox under the other guy's arms. He wanted it so badly that he beat him to death for it. Imagine his fist, the guy's head, the pavement. Fist, head, 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 pavement. For shoes. I wonder what color they were. Funhouse mirrors are also called distorting mirrors. And this, folks, is the chief celebrity crime. Distorting reality. Imposing diamonds on us when daisies should do. All celebrities don't make the list. No. These broadcasts are about the ones that rub it in your face, the ones that just ask for it. In this virus age, people are trapped in tiny spots all over the world, living on top of one another. Sickness, seclusion, job loss, depression, rents due. Then you see that post. Hey, what's up? This is my private island. It goes beyond tone deaf. That level of ignorance has always been dangerous to society, but this ignorance is being traced to its sources. And now they are the ones in danger because we are tired. Tired of being teased. Consider the maddening sight of that pure Caribbean water. A paradise we can see but cannot touch. Until last night, that is. When the individuals who called themselves Dogma paid a visit to the private island of one of our gilded world's shiniest toys, the voice of an angel with the soul of a tyrant and a 9-figure net worth. Perhaps the most notorious teaser of all, the cherry on top. Dogma members gained access to the island by hijacking a yacht and posing as guests. There were around 40 people sprawled across the beach and in the main house. There was minimal security, and by 3 a.m., most guests had migrated to the dance floor. A handful were celebrities, while the others might be described as groupies or leeches. Using gas grenades and tasers, Dogma subdued all security and guests. All house staff were heavily sedated and remained unharmed. Angel was instructed at gunpoint to break all mirrors in the house. He was given a hammer to break the glass and a large plastic garbage bin to collect the pieces. He was told to empty the bin on the dance floor whenever it was full. Angel's island getaway had more than a few mirrors, so that by the end of his task, almost every inch of his disco dance floor was littered with chunks and shards of glass. Angel's leeches remained unconscious during his chore, and though he did not know it yet, they would be his second to last audience. All leeches were fitted with modified electric dog collars. If they stopped dancing or attempted to flee, they'd receive a shock equivalent to that of an electrified prison fence. Dogma members occupied the balcony to keep eyeballs on the dancers. Angel's top 10 hits were put on repeat, and all the leeches' shoes made a mini mountain in the corner. The leeches were awoken and instructed to dance. As he was led away, Angel could hear their reinvigorated screams, the kind of screams achieved only when people are introduced to an entirely new reality of pain. Sure must have been something. Angel's pop hits blaring, with the dance floor filled with people dressed to the nines, slicing their feet on shards of glass and slip-sliding on the bloody disco light-up floor while still making ludicrous efforts to actually dance. A few leeches did make a break for the door and got lit up, heads gyrating like bobbleheads with pure Thomas Edison running through their veins. Angel was then led into the large kitchen area. His famous golden locks were plastered to his face, and his shirt was stained with vomit. Before him was a security team, or at least what was left of them. For years, these men had gotten their hands dirty, so Angel didn't have to, but now it was finally his turn. The 12 guards had been butchered, and Angel was instructed to sort all their parts into piles. Legs with legs, arms with arms, heads with heads. Waste not, want not, folks. After the limbs were sorted, Angel was given a silver platter filled with bejeweled and bedazzled necklaces, rings, and watches made of gold and diamonds. He brought them out to 5 fellow teasers, duct taped to dining room chairs. All the jewelry had been removed from each teaser while unconscious. Each tease was given the simple choice: eat their wealth or be killed. With hands tied, all teasers had heads bowed like dogs at their bowls, except for the distant dance floor screams. The room's sturdy silence was punctured only by the sounds of teasers choking on chains and cracked teeth peppering the glass table. Meanwhile, in another corner of the compound, Angel's manager and assistant manager were both being dealt with. Angel's manager was infamous for fixing many a scumbag situation in which his pop star client violated and harmed fans. The manager has always swept these unpleasant happenings under the rug. Essential to this process is his assistant, who coordinates and maintains the list of names of any person or persons who might present a legal dilemma. Standard operating procedure: after a quote-unquote incident, collect all their necessary information, give them an autograph, and send them on their way. The assistant manager awoke on the dock. He was strapped into an automatic wheelchair and aimed toward the ocean, with a walkie-talkie taped to his chest. He swore up and down just to be a cog in the machine. But a machine needs every little cog. I mean, can't claim to be just a splinter of wood from the cross Christ died on, right? I mean, every splinter counts. Every splinter counts! So the wheelchair was turned on and off he went. Dogma had promised the assistant that if he could name all the names on the list of victims, they'd let him live. He zoomed forward, bumping along while yelling out names. He got 14. 14 before going off the dock into the ocean. The list has 34. Just wasn't enough dock, folks. Dogma wanted the names of the victims on his lips when he died. Angel's manager. A man used to operating from the shadows and turning a blind eye to the unsavory actions of his client to protect profit. Last night, Dogma sought to help correct this behavior. And yes, sometimes it's the simplest solution that works best. Sometimes it's not rocket science. Sometimes it's just a box cutter. The manager was brought to the side of the island where Angel sailboats were anchored offshore, sun-kissed and bobbing in the blue. He was installed on the beach in a kingly red velvet chair. Ankles and wrists were bound to the chair. Duct tape across the forehead minimized head movement as much as possible. The chest was also tightly bound to the chair. His shirt had been ripped open, exposing his heaving, sweaty gut. He became furious when his shirt was ripped, said it was Armani. That's when Dogma sliced off his eyelids. The manager's barking screams and bouts of hysterical moaning serenaded the dance floor leeches as they crawled out onto the beach into the morning sun. On all fours, with bowed heads, one after the other, they emerged from the house. The congested line of leeches snaking through the sand looked like rush hour during a pilgrimage to see a fat Armani Madonna weeping, well, more like gushing tears of blood. A silver kitchen knife had been plunged into the sand by Dogma just a few feet from the manager's throne. Dogma had stopped the music inside and had promised the leeches their lives. If they stabbed the manager once, they were free to make a swim for any anchored boat. Sanctuary, sanctuary. Only a swim away. Without fail, every sobbing leech stuck the manager, dropped the knife, and limp stumbled or crawled into the waves where the rush of salt water into their wounds probably felt like being born again. If only for a while. Considering other Dogma members had emptied buckets of the guards' body parts into the water to attract sharks, which they had failed to mention. Angel was on board the Dogma boat shumming the waters. They'd been at it for a while, so the feeding frenzy was a hard-won finale. Angel was led to the back of the boat where Dogma had installed a plank of sorts. Forced out on the shaky board, Angel trembled like a small dog, his eyes the size of dinner plates. The Angel of the Airwaves was given the chance to sing for his freedom. Apparently he tried, but without his studio equipment, he was no angel at all. He did finally manage to hit the high notes. Only when the sharks tore into him, though. If you're listening, I assume you're part of the solution because you understand the problem. Celebrate.